Moreover, these search results have an effect on users by promoting gender bias and potentially influencing hiring decisions. The work, which appears in the journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, PNAS, is among the latest to uncover how artificial intelligence, AI, can alter our perceptions and actions. As a consequence, their use by humans may result in the propagation, rather than reduction, of existing disparities. These findings call for a model of ethical AI that combines human psychology with computational and sociological approaches to illuminate the formation, operation, and mitigation. Technology experts have expressed concern that algorithms used by modern AI systems produce discriminatory outputs, presumably because they are trained on data in which societal biases are ingrained. To address this possibility, they conducted studies that sought to determine whether the degree of inequality within a society relates to patterns of bias in algorithmic output and, if so, whether exposure to such output could influence human decision-makers to act in accordance with these biases. First, they drew from the Global Gender Gap Index, GGGI, which contains rankings of gender inequality for more than 150 countries. Next, to assess possible gender bias in search results, or algorithmic output, they examined whether words that should refer with equal probability to a man or a woman, such as person, student, or human, are more often assumed to be a man. The results showed that the proportion of male images yielded from these searches was higher in nations with greater gender inequality, revealing that algorithmic gender bias tracks with societal gender inequality. The results were consistent with those from the initial study, reaffirming societal-level gender disparities are reflected in algorithmic output, i.e. Internet searches. Vlasceanu and Amodio then sought to determine whether exposure to such algorithmic outputs, search engine results, can shape people's perceptions and decisions in ways consistent with pre-existing societal inequalities. To do so, they conducted a series of experiments involving a total of nearly 400 female and male U.S. participants. In these experiments, the participants were told they were viewing Google image search results of 4 professions they were likely to be unfamiliar with: chandler, draper, perruquer, and lapidary. This allowed the researchers to mimic the results of Internet searches in different countries. Prior to viewing the search results, the participants provided prototypicality judgments regarding each profession, e.g., who is more likely to be a perruquer, a man or a woman, which served as a baseline assessment of their perceptions. Here, the participants, both female and male, judged members of these professions as more likely to be a man than a woman. However, when asked these same questions after viewing the image search results, the participants in the low inequality conditions reversed their male-biased prototypes relative to the baseline assessment. By contrast, those in the high inequality condition maintained their male-biased perceptions, thereby reinforcing their perceptions of these prototypes. The researchers then assessed how biases driven by Internet searches could potentially influence hiring decisions. To do so, they asked participants to judge the likelihood that a man or woman would be hired in each profession, what type of person is most likely to be hired as a perruquer, and, when presented with images of 2 job candidates, one woman and one man, for a position in that profession, to make th. Consistent with the other experimental results, Exposure to images in the low inequality condition produced more egalitarian judgments of male versus female hiring tendencies within a profession and a higher likelihood of choosing a woman job candidate compared with exposure to image sets in the high I. These results suggest a cycle of bias propagation between society, AI, and users. Vlasceanu and Amodio write, adding that the findings demonstrate that societal levels of inequality are evident in Internet search algorithms and that exposure to this algorithmic output can lead human users to t. https://ift. tt. utlnbxk. Accessed July 12, 2022. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.